Kuzongpo, this is Radio on TV. I'm Ashok Tirwa. This week in this program, we are joined by
Tshokey Tshomo Karchung.
an actress, filmmaker, and Miss Bhutan 2008. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, La. Thank you for having me here.
So, let's start with did you study film or acting for that matter?
Not acting, La. When I was in college in Canada for 3 years, La, where I was taking sociology and psychology. And then I had some health problem, which forced me to move closer to Bhutan. So the next option was Thailand. So I studied in Thailand my last year, and I switched to media communication. I think the same course you might have also taken, La. There I learned advertising, marketing, and I emphasized on video production, La, where I learned a little bit of directing, script writing, but not acting, La. Everything was behind the camera. So I haven't had any professional study as such, La, in acting.
Is that how you got into film and acting?
I don't know how I got into film and acting, but that's something I never imagined myself to be in. It was never in my plan or my list or even my dream, La. It just happened. I think it happens, and now when I think back, as you grow with age, you realize that life's a jigsaw puzzle. All the small pieces start to fit in together. So maybe I had to move away from Canada and come to Thailand and get into video production, because this knowledge has really helped my career. La. So I had no plans, it just happened. La.
No, you're saying it's a career. Did you think that way when you first got into film?
No, La. No. The first time I got into movies, of course, was with Kelly Dojila. It was his idea that we'll come into the Bhutanese industry together and make Semga Witasha. But before that, I had worked with Sigel, director Sigel and Kencho Wandi Bones on MTV called Etometo. So that was my first experience being in front of a camera. And it was fun because I didn't know anything. I was just doing what was asked of me to do, and I think that was the most fun I ever had. Because after some time, first you get into it because it's fun and you just want to try out something new. After some time, when it starts to become a career, then that's when the tension, the boredom, it gets to you, La, and it becomes work. So I joined the industry not having a plan saying, I want to become a serious actor. Just wanted to try it out, La.
So what changed in the process while you were doing this film called Semga Witasha and then the MTV for Etometo?
What changed? I think to be on cinema, La, to be on silver screen is very addictive. It is addictive, La. Once you're on the silver screen, it's quite hard to back out. Because the type of work is very rewarding at the end when we watch ourselves in theaters and people are appreciating you. And that is what I think makes you keep coming back in the beginning. But now for me, as I grow, La, as an artist, I realize I want to make this my career and I want to keep going, because this is a platform for me where I can communicate with thousands of people. La. An idea that I have, a vision that I have, I can bring it to life. And maybe in some way or the other touch people's lives, help them. So this is one platform I can use, Mewala. So that's why I think that's when the real change came about.
So while you have been doing, making film and acting in the film, did you feel at any point of time that you should go back and learn acting? Or
I'm always feeling that. Still till to this day, I always feel I need to learn more. Because you see, if you get to know me, I'm one of the least competitive people. I'm not very competitive with others, La. But I'm very highly, highly competitive with myself. So each movie I come up with, I want to do better. I want to prove myself to myself, La. So I always, because of this competitiveness, I always feel, I need to learn more. You see, La, so I learn through books. I learn through the internet. I learn through conversations. I absorb. So knowledge is everywhere, Mewala, actually. So sometimes, yes, I do feel I need a professional course in acting. But sometimes I feel if you have the passion and the understanding and if you make that extra effort, I think it's enough, La, for Bhutan right now.
So you also write scripts.
Yes.
So how has that helped in your acting career?
That has given me a edge over other actors, I think. Writing scripts is a really big advantage for me, lah, because then I can create a story. I can create a character that I know I can play, lah. And then script writing is a it's very hard, lah. The process
engaging,
is very engaging. It takes almost 6 months of my 1 year, lah. And then I'm on set for 3 months. So it almost takes so much of my time. So by the time a movie is out, I've been with the script for almost 7-8 months. You know, lah. So it becomes a part of my life. So when I have written a script myself, it gives me an edge over acting, lah. So I enjoy script writing. It's really interesting. It's actually more interesting than acting, I would say, because script
You
write.
create characters.
Yes.
You create scenes.
Yes.
Is that how?
Yes, lah. You create characters that don't exist. You create imaginary scenes, mola. And as a script writer, if I'm driving through town, or even if I'm having an interview with you today, lah, I'm very interested in you, lah. As a script writer, I want to know what your life is. Okay, what you would go back today. You would go back home and say, "I had an interview with Tshokey Tshomo." I want to know what your life is, what your interest is. You see, lah. So I get very engaged in people, and I observe people, and I steal their lives, lah. So that's how I write scripts, lah. So my scripts and my characters are really inspired from real life people, lah. So nobody knows I'm observing and I'm watching, but I really watch and I observe the emotions, the you know, like all the details of a person, lah. And then I put it into script.
Put it in the script. Let me tell you this. Little bit about what I'll do when I have two girls back at home who are really excited about this interview. That way is like I think you have I think one reason why I think is this why because you get a lot of love and appreciation from the audience that you want to go on. Is that another reason why?
Yes, lah. For me, my fan base is very important. It's so important because without them, my work is nothing, Tila. Who's going to go watch my work, lah? But I need that audience. I need the fan base. I need the love, the support, even the criticism. I need all of that to get better, lah, at what I'm doing. So without audience, an actor is nothing, Tila. So we must, of course, appreciate our audience. I think that's very important. And secondly, most of my audience is children, lah. Young girls and
That's
boys.
true.
More, lah. It's mostly young kids, lah. And it's very nice, lah, because when I deal with kids as an audience, the criticism or the praise that I get is very genuine. There I can trust and grow as an artist. In children, I know that they're telling me the truth. Whereas with you, maybe if I did a bad job in one movie, you would still say, it was good. Mola.
You can't be nice.
You can't be nice. Oh, that's good. It's nice to meet somebody who can't be nice and honest. Because most of the time in our type of job, Mola, we only get what's in front. You see, like, everybody's applauding you. Sometimes we want criticism, lah. I want criticism. I'm looking for criticism because I feel criticism would make me grow more. You see, lah. So I think children are very truthful, lah.
Now the other thing is it financially fulfilling?
Financially, you see, you can't just live on passion alone. Now, when you live on passion alone with no business idea, it's not fulfilling, lah. You have to put passion, a bit of passion, and you have to have that business sense to go forward in the movie industry, lah. Because if you just live on passion and say, I just want to make movies, then it's not a place to make money as such, lah. But I think you can manage. You can manage.
So what is it that you can actually recover the cost?
Yes.
And
I have
then-
recovered till now.
For all the movies?
For all the movies, for my own productions, I've done quite okay, lah. You know, like you sometimes barely break even because of the amount of people involved, lah. Actually, if you didn't have so many people involved, you would make a profit, lah. But we have to, for 1 year, the movie screens around Bhutan. So for 1 year, I have to have staff, housing, vehicles, catering to these people so they can go screen my movie, lah. So in 1 year, a producer budget starts to really tighten, lah.
Okay. So now, For a movie, for a reasonably good movie to make in Bhutan, how much it would cost?
I would think it would cost maybe between 20 to 30 lah. 20 to 30
Lakhs.
yes lah.
So you can recover that amount of money
Yes.
if the film is good.
Yes, if the film is good.
Good.
If your film is good, if your story is good, it's a whole team lah. If the team is good, yes, you can recover lah. But sometimes you have a very good story, then maybe you have a okay director, and then you have very good artists. It still doesn't work lah. Somehow there's some chemistry in movie making that everything needs to click lah. Everybody needs to work together to make something good lah.
So, in your opinion, what kind of film, what kind of story that Bhutanese audience are looking forward to?
Yes, I think Bhutanese audience are looking for stories that are not very complicated. When I say complicated, they don't want stories that will make you think too hard and psychologically really drain you. No, like, they don't want stories that are too complex. 3D. Some stories are 3D, like 3-dimension. I think Bhutanese right now, at the moment, enjoy 1D and 2D type of stories. Where there's a lot of twists and turns, but quite simple to understand. They can laugh at a good joke, then cry at a sad scene. So this, I think, is a type of movies Bhutanese like: love stories, comedy, and sad movies.
And then there is another thing about Bhutanese movies. Some say that they need to have a comedian in a movie.
Yes.
Is that true for the movie to sell?
I think that's true lah. The power of comedy is very strong in Bhutan, or maybe elsewhere also lah. Of course, people like Phuwa Chile, Kheng Wonchu, Gemsri, Gemtoji are always used in movies lah. So you need a male lead, a female lead, and a comedian. I think that's a must lah.
So they are equally a star.
Yes lah.
Great star in
Yes
Bhutan.
lah. In fact, comedy is very hard to play lah, because I've played comedy, and I think it was few years ago that I won the best comedian actor. I think first time a woman has won or even been nominated lah. So that was one of the greatest achievements for me to win comedy, because comedy is hard lah. When you look, you find comedy, you just laugh more as an audience. But for the comedian to play comedy, it has to come from a very dark place lah. How do you turn something that hurts you into something that makes other people laugh? So as a comedian, you have to find that space lah. So for something that has hurt me, I turn it into comedy lah. And then that's where the joke is lah. So comedy is hard lah.
Looks like you have written a lot of script. And I can get it from the way you are expressing things. But is that reason why you are winning a lot of awards?
Maybe so lah.
Because you write the script?
Yes lah. Because I write the script, maybe I have an edge opposed to other actors more lah. Because I have the choice to build up my character, build up a story. So yes lah, that's an advantage I think.
So making one film in a year, you said you make one film in a year. So how many people do you employ?
We employ in pre-production, of course you have the script writer, the musicians, then we have the director working. So I think total of almost, it takes around 60-70 people to make a movie, I think lah. If you total pre-production, on set and post-production. Almost 70-80 judul.
So do you employ them full-time, or is a part-time job for the rest of the crew and cast lah?
Different producers do different things, I think. Some producers take them as full-time, saying, okay, for the next 8 months, you're in my team. And some just do it like, you can work on other jobs, but I'm paying you as a project base lah. So these two ways you can go lah. I think when you pay them monthly, it gets more expensive maybe. I do monthly lah. It's better lah. So it depends on the producer lah, what they want to do.
So monthly, when you say you make a monthly payment, means for the duration of the project?
Yes, for the duration of the project only lah. So say if you've written a song for me as a song composer, if you've composed a song for me, you'll charge me as one song lah. So one song I pay you, then you'll make a second song, that also I pay you. And maybe at the same time, you're working for another movie lah. So you're not committed to me, but you still are working on my album.
So which means you are working with different crew and
Yes,
cast
la.
every time
Yes,
you
la.
come up with a project.
Yes.
So now the other thing is, when we're talking about cast, how do you recruit them? What are some of the things that you see look for in a cast when you have finally everything ready and then you want to go ahead with the filming?
For me, as a scriptwriter, I can only suggest, saying, I think this cast suits this role, this cast is for... As a scriptwriter, at the end, it's up to the director, whether they want to cast, or it's up to the director and the producer. But when I write a script, I write scripts for other characters only when I know them very well. For example, Ken Wong-chu and Sring Pinzo. I've worked with them for so many movies. I actually personally know them. So it would be easy for me to write on Ken Wong-chu because I know what he's capable of. I know him off screen. You see, I know him as a person, not as an actor. So then I know what he's capable of doing and what will suit him. So as a scriptwriter, when I write, I have to get to know the person. Then only can I create something for you. Otherwise, just to base a story on somebody's look, saying, oh, that actor is good looking, this actress is very pretty, let's put her. It doesn't work for me. For me, looks don't matter while I'm casting if I had to have it my way. Talent is what matters.
So, generally in the film industry in Bhutan, do they call for audition?
Some have, I've heard some have, but not most. Not most.
So, now if you want to encourage new people to come into film industry, what do you do?
New people to come into film... I think it's mostly through connections. So I'm shooting a movie and I need another actress to play a small role and I'm looking for somebody new. Then somebody would know somebody. It's all about keeping in contact. So with luck, then they enter the industry. It all happens like that. Right now, what I see is nothing like where we come and audition or you have an agent or you have a manager, like it's abroad, where they come and fight for your role and, they say, I have this talent, please give her a try. Suddenly, we have nothing like that right now.
So do you think that Bhutan has a room for at least one film and acting school? Is anybody thinking in the industry?
I am.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting to know.
It
Why?
has interested me. Because now I'm slowly starting to see this trend in the younger generations where they want to be famous. They want to be actors, they want to be in the show business, they want to be in entertainment, anything to do with camera, music, fame. But if I had to do a business like that, I would close it down. I would put an age limit. I wouldn't want children. I wouldn't want to train children as actors because I think when you're a child, you should study, you should go to school, you should have a normal life. Now, if you, as a child, you decide to become an actor and you ignore your studies and you start going to acting school, you're already building your career. What if it doesn't work out? What about the heartbreak that you will go through when you realize you're 18 years old and you spend 10 years learning to act and you can't get roles? It's very heartbreaking. So I would think maybe if we open a school or an institution where we can teach acting, it would be for somebody who's older. Like maybe after the 12th standard, you can come in. Something like that.
So do you think the institute like that is needed to take our film industry to the next level?
Yes. Yes. I think even I've not been trained in acting nor script writing, but even all the knowledge that I have, although it may be very small, very limited, I should still be able to share with someone else, because maybe my knowledge and my experience of being in the movies and on field would help a new actress. Definitely I would know more than a new actress would in terms of everything. So I think it's good that we have something like that where old actors come and give talk shows, also lectures, and we teach the younger generation mola who want to become actors, what are the tricks and trades of the industry, knowledge la. So I think it's beautiful if you can share your knowledge.
So where do you see our film industry in next 5 years or 10 years?
Hopefully booming la.
Boom.
Hopefully booming la. And I think it's each one of us la, responsibility la, citizens, all of us la, that we make movies, that we continue making good movies, we keep catering and delivering good movies to the audience, and audience support us and come to watch our movies. So it's you see like it's reaction and action. So I make a good movie, I need you to react la. So I hope that this momentum will still be going on la.
Yes. Now the other thing is, you have also won Miss Bhutan
Yes.
contest and later Miss Earth. Would you like to talk about that experience?
I didn't win Miss Earth la, but I won Miss Bhutan. That was, I think, in 2008 mola. I had just finished college. And it was something new. A new idea was coming in Bhutan and something I just wanted to try. And a lot of people thought I should join. And by and by, I joined and I ended up winning la. So hopefully that will create being the first Miss Bhutan. Well, at least I'll have something to be proud of la, when I'm old, saying I was the first Miss Bhutan, and it'll add some history to my life la. And then I went for Miss Earth to represent Bhutan in the Philippines. And it was very interesting because when I reached there, it was almost like a culture shock la. I've never been to a beauty pageant, and the 80 countries and the politics and how it works is very interesting.
How does it work?
It
I thought
works
you
like-
just go with your...
No.
you go with the head and a little bit of
course,
intelligence.
we like to believe that you just use your intelligence and your head, and it really doesn't matter. But I think there's a lot of things involved. Like it's at the end it's business la. It's a business venture la. So I still haven't figured it out la. I was there for 2 months and I was completely lost. But I had a lot of fun la. Great time meeting different people from different countries, cultures. And after some time, you would think like a pageant like that would be so competitive. No, it's not la. Because after some time, when you start to understand how it works, you start to realize you already kind of know who's going to win and who's not going to win. Yeah, so then you relax la.
So
You
how did you get that feeling?
How did I get that feeling? You just watch la, you observe and you know la. Somehow you know, because some countries, you see like they have more political ties.
Okay.
Emotional. They need to do some business together, venture together. So it's always give and take la.
So
What
they
can
need
your country give to me?
so that I give you this award to your candidate?
Yes la. And I think it's okay. It's business la. It's okay. You should accept it. It's fine. It's well, it's okay la. For me, it's okay la. Because at the end, you know what you are. You know what you're capable of, and it doesn't matter la. What a title, whether you win or you lose, because at the end, you tried your best, and you couldn't do more than that.
So what did it teach you? You must have learned something.
I learned a lot of things la. I think personally, I grew as a person. I grew as a person, having that exposure, and I've been blessed la, with my family. Very supportive. My mother, father, sisters, they're very supportive, and it grew. I grew as a person, and when I came back from Philippines, I was more comfortable with camera. I was more comfortable talking on public, like
Space.
public space. A lot of things la. And personally, also a lot of things grew.
Okay. On that note, thank you very much for joining us.
Blessed.
And we do hope that you grow further in your career and as a person. Lasla. And thank you so much.
Thank
once
you, la.
again.
I wish you all the best.
Blessed.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me here, la.
Lasla. This has been Radio on TV with Tshokey Tshomo Karchung. Thank you for joining. I'm Ashok Tirwa. This is goodbye for now.